Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Right, out with my dogs today. Jacki the wolf dog, box up, who's in the puddles as usual. And here, after sanctions have been, it's an awful lot more sanctioned country in the world. And as it is, what I want to talk about, as the effects it's had on us, as what has, and if you look, just yesterday, if you didn't know, I've forgotten the name, but I saw it in the newspapers yesterday, last night in fact. I mean, a lot of people go to Spain, don't they? And they retire there. And now, apparently, if you sell your assets in the UK, so you sell your house, your car, whatever, to go and live in a foreign country, whatever country that may be, for your nice retirement, you've paid all your taxes into your housing, you've done all that, you've paid taxes all your life, you've paid your VAT and everything, you've paid for double tax, of course, everything, because you pay wages on your tax, you pay tax on your wages, and then you pay tax on your whatever you bought as VAT, everything, tax, and then now they've invented a new one. Well, they're thinking about it, which means that they've already got it in planned and it'll probably implemented soon, that anybody leaving the UK, sell your assets, and guess what? You've got to give 20% to the government in tax. Isn't that nice present for people who want to leave the UK? Wow, 20%. So you sell, you've paid your money into your house. You think, great, now we can buy a retirement house in Spain or whatever it is. And you're going to be walloped with 20% tax on top of it. So not only will you pay capital gains tax on the sale of your property and all the rest of it, but you'll an extra 20% onto the government. Isn't that nice? Wow, beautiful UK. Stick it to you, huh? But anyway, so is that going to affect people migrants coming to Russia? Of course it's going to affect them. Anybody who's coming in here now will have to pay an extra 20% on their assets that they're moving. Isn't that nice? So my dog's doing a dump and I'm not photographing that. Dogs for you. You do that at the most appropriate moment, don't you, dog? But anyway, there's no text coming through. Hopefully it'll come through. So what effects the sanctions had on us here in the UK, in Russia? I'm an individual from UK. There's people from all over the world come to live in Russia, from China, from a lot from America, whatever. Well, I guess the biggest effect on people coming into Russia, immigrants, expats, whatever you want to call us, whatever. What the biggest effect on us really is not anything more than money. It's money. And basically, now it's very difficult to move money into Russia. But like all good things, we've found ways around it. There's always ways around it. We now use other systems. You can't, as you know, sanctions have affected things like Visa cards. Pardon me. Visa cards don't work here anymore. MasterCards don't work here anymore. Foreign cards do not work here, so that affects things like travelers checks if you're visiting, things like that don't work here anymore. So if you were, say, living here and you came here from another country, then if you're drawing money from pensions or investments or whatever, then now your Visa cards won't work. But this has been like it for a good few years now. So things like Wise transfer service now does not work here. Things like MoneyGram does not work here. Western Union does not work here. Anything basically from the West does not work here anymore. Has it had a massive impact? It's made it so that now it's very difficult to transfer money. You have to use other means, and other means by that I mean digital means. I'm not going to say exactly what, but digital means is the way we move money now. So we buy some digital asset, you can take it from that it's whatever it means. But you buy some digital asset and you sell some digital asset. That's the only way you can do it, really. So that is the biggest effect of sanctions on Russia, on us people. Other effects, at first, good morning, Ray Albert 22. Other effects on people living here, not much really. There was kind of a lot of companies pulled out at the beginning, and then they were bought out and rebranded. So it's the same stuff but rebranded. So you like your McDonald's is now Tochka and whatever for Kusna and things like that. KFC is now Rostex, but it's the same stuff. It's just renamed. You're into fast food. Other than that, it's things like I don't know, branded stuff that pulled out the country. They had a big thing about Coke's pulling out, you know, Coca-Cola, things like that. But in actual fact, it's all been circumvented. So, like, you can't buy Coca-Cola from America, so they bought it from somewhere else as a third party kind of thing. And the effect of that has been practically null. It is no effect whatsoever. Like I said, the biggest effect is getting money into Russia. I mean, if you come in as if you want to come into Russia as a tourist, hi Harris 2007, how are you doing? Welcome to this. If you come into Russia as a tourist, what happens now is you can bring cash, basically. You bring up to $10,000 dollars or pounds or euros, whatever currency you're bringing, 10,000 of it. So $10,000, 10,000 euros. The only thing now that is, again, another sanction that has affected people coming in or people wanting to visit is that euros cannot now be brought here. Not from the Russian side. Russia will accept it happily. The banks, like I said, they'll change it. What part of Russia? This is St. Petersburg, just outside of St. Petersburg. This is Leningrad oblast. So if you come across a border into Russia from the European side, say Latvia, Lithuania, Finland, any of those countries, Poland, if you're going into Kaliningrad, if you come into those countries and you bring in euros, there's no way this is Russia, okay? Well, it is. If you're coming into euros off here, so that's nice for a minute, because aren't affected Europeans don't. They actually bring it into law now, so that if you're coming from any European Union into Russia, then your euros will be taken away. And I guess the excuse to give there is circumventing sanctions, which is a lot of crap. But anyway, I'm in Rhode Island, USA. So that's the biggest house. It's not a full-time house, it's a summer house, or a dacha as it's called in Russia. And as you can see, they did they muralized it. The Yulia, it was my neighbor, it was Yulia and Igor actually. Yulia decided to do big murals all over it, and for the grandkids, because they're quite old, they're my age now, and they did lovely murals all over it. And they got a witch there from Russian folklore, which is Baba Yaga. She's the famous witch, kind of like the Hansel and Gretel type witch, you know, gingerbread house and all that kind of thing. A few differences, but yeah, same thing. That's their house, and that's their pool actually. And outside they've got an outdoor pool there under a thing there, and quite a beautiful place. Our friends, neighbours from their locals here. So yeah, that's the biggest thing about living here is bringing money in from abroad. Has become somewhat of a game in fetching in every month or every week or whatever you're doing. On top of that, just to make life worse, the Russian government then is now clamping down on big transfers of money. So just to make it extra difficult. So get a bit from both sides. So as an expat living here, or as a migrant living here, having money from outside sources is kind of difficult. But like, it's for me, it's pension once a month, so no big deal. I shift it once a month. It's a bit of a heart bloody stopping moment, you know, as if moving money across. You know, I think, is it going to make it? Is it going to do it? But so far, I haven't failed. I haven't been ripped off, and I haven't lost any money moving digital assets across here. So that's the biggest thing for sanctions. Other than that, everything else has been circumvented. So if there was something from any product from some other country that's been stopped or the brand's pulled out, it's now imported via a third country. So really little effect into Russia. Other things that affect cars, motor cars coming into Russia, a lot of them pulled out. You know, BMW and Ford, they'll close their factories. Well, guess what? As they pulled out, the factory was seized by the government and then reopened using local products, and the cars are still being produced here. So the effect has been none, really. I guess when the sanctions first hit, that was when everyone was surprised, and everyone sort of, oh my God, how are we going to get money into it? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? You know, what's happened? And there was a panic for a very short while, mainly amongst migrants, because we're the ones who were affected by bringing money into the country. And locals obviously not affected by that, so we're the ones that have been affected. But it did nothing, really. It did nothing. You know, we've now sort of, we know how our systems, how we can do it, what we can do. People have learned how to use crypto transfers and whatever, and they've learned all about it. So a bit of a steep learning curve on that, bit of a heart-stopping moments while you were doing it, but yeah, it's done. Very interesting to see what it's like over there now. What brought you over there, Harris 2007? What brought me over here? I've been over here about 15 years. I was coming up to 16 now, so I was here a long time before the Ukrainian troubles. I came here for love, for one, for my wife, and financial, which I've just been talking about. But financial, as in I can live here very, very cheaply on not a fantastic pension, but an okay pension here, which I couldn't do in the UK. If I was on that pension in the UK, in England where I'm from, there's no way I could possibly live here. Live in UK, I'd be on the street in a bloody cardboard box or something. So for me, financial and love, but everyone has their own reasons for wanting to do it, wanting to come here. A lot of Americans are coming here from the UK, from America, and they're coming here for values, for traditional values, as in with no wokeism. You're welcome. Wokeism is a big thing in America and England. This transgenderism, mutilation of kids, you know, that kind of stuff, that's completely banned here. There is only two genders here, male and female. Same-sex marriage is banned here, so it will never legalised. It can't be banned. But there is no homosexual parades in the street. None of that malarkey. So very traditional values here. Not saying that it's a big religious country. It's not. There's people who are religious and people who's not. That seems to be the impression that some people get that it's an ultra-conservative country where everyone goes to church every Sunday. Not the case. It's multi-religion. What's the word? As well. Something like 140 odd religions. Ethnicities. 140 odd languages spoken that are known about. There's languages that aren't even documented. So very, very multi-ethnic here. Multi-racial, multilingual. A lot of people don't know that. They think it's some kind of just Russia with bears and vodka. Of course, it's not. This is if you didn't know, this is the forest of Leningrad. I live just over there, down there, where those cars are. Lived here a long time. This is what looks like mad forest. It's actually not. It's These are, if you notice, the trees are quite thin. Now, because it was all cleared at one time, it's actually building plots that have not been used. So in Russia, there's a lot of schemes to give away free land. So like in this case, it was veterans from the Afghan war, and they were given plots of land, and they had 10 years to build a house on it. And if they didn't build a house on it, they didn't want the land, it went back to the government. And consequently, this area here where I'm studying has gone back to the government. There's nothing been built here. One house up there. Our house we bought from a veteran, and not the house, the land. Bought from a veteran and then built a house on it. So once you built it, then it becomes yours. But this has not been used. If you look at my channel, I'm building another house in Novgorod, very much in the American style of frame house, in it, or Scandinavian style, kind of a mix between the two, Russian variant of both. And that up there again is forest. I like my forests. Again, forest, but it's a bit nicer up there. Down here, I realise I'm under no illusions that this is a forest that is only temporary. Although I've been in 15 years, when I first came up there is another road further on. There's another 2 roads, in fact, and up there, those roads have now almost completed with housing, and the forest has disappeared completely. So beyond that is actually a protected zone, conservation, so there's no more building up there. But here, this will eventually disappear, and all this forest here will disappear. That's actually a road down there, supposed to be. So hence I don't want to be here. Do you travel far to shops? No, the shop's about that direction, about 1 kilometre is the nearest shop, and then the other shop's sort of supermarket, petrol station, about 3 kilometres. Not very far here at all. Very easy to get there. Are Americans moving to Russia? We're all scared to go. Text you. Yes, you've asked me this before, I remember. Yes, they are. There's lots of Americans moving to Russia. Very, very popular here. There's a big scheme to help Americans move here, especially in places like Nizhny Novgorod, Moscow, St. Petersburg. There's all kinds of help for them now coming here, because there was an influx of Americans coming here wanting to escape looking for traditional values, trying to get away from the wokeism and whatever. Because obviously traditional values here include things like respecting your parents, respecting authority, none of this transgenderism kind of thing. And of course there's a much lower crime rate here, almost nothing compared to other countries. So, and cleanliness, a cheaper way of life. So if you're coming here from America or from the UK somewhere, and you've got some assets to sell, housing or business, that you can make a very, very comfortable life here and probably never have to work again. If you came over here with $1 million, you would never have to work again. You could buy a place and just basically relax, and a very nice life you would have. For the average person coming here with no money, I did that, I came here with no money, but even with a meagre pension, I managed to build a house here, and I'm building a second house in Novgorod. So, you know, it can be done. A little bit of effort and a bit of grit and hard work, it can be done. But like any country, it's not, I wouldn't say it's an easy country to emigrate to. It's not for the faint of heart. The immigration documentation and system is not easy to get around. It is a bit easier now, but it is a very difficult and long process to get here. It's very, very very, very tightly controlled. It's not something that it's for the faint hearted. It's not what they call an amateur country, you know. If you come in here, you've got to really have your thinking cap on and be really quite switched on with your documents and whatever. You must be very intelligent. No, not really. It looks beautiful there. It is beautiful here, but like I say, it's a fake forest. It's not going to last long. You know, it is nice. I mean, this looks gorgeous here, doesn't it? You know, okay, the road's not been built and it's still a dirt track, but there's only one house there, right at the very end, to the left. And over here, this is all going to be building plots. So it's really a kind of fake. It's not fake, but it's not not a real forest. It's not going to be a wild forest where things are going to live, you know, animals and that. So further on it's kind of that way, but here it's not. Why would you move to Russia? It's an absolute toilet. Oh, Sterner, Gregor, why would you say such a thing? Do I say that about your country? I don't even know where you're from, you know. You're talking rubbish, aren't you? You are up and down. Up and down. You are up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Not sure what that means. Looks very like Irish weather we have. Haha, Harris. So you're from Ireland, I guess. That means you're from Ireland. Yes, I know Ireland very well. I lived in Northern Ireland for 14 odd years. So yeah, it kind of is that way at the moment. It's just kind of the lull before the storm, you know. We're just on the cusp of winter, and it's not snowing as yet. And I'll be glad, to be honest, when the snow does come and the sun comes out and it's a lot nicer weather. Are you planning all that for Russia? Planning all what for Russia? Thanks for that answer. Russia seems quite nice. It is quite nice. You're only opposite of shut up. Don't know what you are going on about, McLaurin love. McLaurin love. Not sure what you're talking about. But anyway. So this is, oh look, little, what are called Cessna. I'm not sure what you call that in pine trees. A couple of baby pine trees. Seedlings, another one over there. So, those buildings, don't know what you mean by those buildings. Not sure what you're trying to say. It's a play with words. Okay, not sure. I am walking and talking, so sometimes I don't catch on to what you're saying. You have to make it plain for me. You are intelligent, you say. Oh, I'm not. I'm not thick, put it like that. But I am not educated. That's a fact. If anybody is interested in moving to Russia or is interested in life about Russia, I have a Telegram channel. I have obviously my YouTube channel, which is this, but I have Sapling. There we go. Good girl, thank you. I have a Telegram channel especially for people wanting to move to Russia. It's called the Russia Expat Info. There's a link in my YouTube channel there somewhere, and that is run by a group of people. It's mine, but I'm the owner. But it's run by a group of people who've come here from different countries. So we've got people from America, a lady from America, very, very clever, Angelina, very, very educated woman. Got people from Australia. The administrators are fantastic. 9 administrators: American, Australian, English, Irish fella. Somebody who's not in Russia at the moment, but is very close to it. We've got an Indian lady, so we've got a real mixture of people coming, you know, in the admin channel of the Telegram channel. And really, if you were thinking of coming here, I really recommend you go and see that channel and Russia Expat Info and check it out, because you'll get, even if you want to come as a tourist, you can ask questions there, really get the answers to it from people who've come in here recently, because obviously I'm a bit out to date now, aren't I? Australia, well, yeah, a lot of Australians here. Good to talk to you. I've subscribed. Good for you. Thank you. I'll check that out. Thank you. Yep. We've got the Australian guy. I did a live stream the other day with a guy called Aussie Spy. He lives that direction through the forest, about maybe 10 kilometers that direction. And he's got his own YouTube channel, Aussie Spy. You can check him out. Does great stuff on Soviet stuff. He's obviously from Australia. I wish I lived in Australia. I don't know where I'd like to live the best. I wonder where the best place is, actually. I guess it doesn't really matter where you live in. What's most important is that you've got love in your life, whether it be a husband or wife or whatever. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? I couldn't live alone. I wouldn't want to be lonely. So, dogs don't replace humans. They're good, but they don't replace them. Talking of dogs, where's my dogs? Jacki, Archie, come on, where are you? Where are you? Come on, what are you doing over there? Eh? Come on, come on. What are you doing? Jacki! Come on, Jacki. I've lost one of my, I've lost Wolfie dog. What are you doing over there, Jacki? Archie, come on. God knows what they're doing over there. Ah, getting rained on here. LA is not as happy as Aussies. I believe that's, I don't know. Me neither. This place looks haunted. Do you think so? Do you think there's Do you think there's ghosties here? And I didn't fetch my bear with me today, unfortunately. But yeah, it's not haunted. Well, maybe it is. There's my dog, one of my dogs, wolf dog there, and fox face, the other dog. He's a Volkosob, which in Russian Volkosob, in English that's wolf dog. So he's mixed with wolf and dog, about 25% wolf or something. Miriam and I met in 1989, and we've been together living ever since. Excellent. This is, again, as the forest disappears slowly, they've built actually public banya. Banya is like sauna houses, so they've got two big ones there. You can hire them, and they've got like big widescreen TVs and huge saunas and all kinds of shite in there. Not my thing, but I think they've also got a bit of a casino in there as well. And it's part of the bigger base that's down here that's being built slowly. It's quite nice, isn't it? How old are the dogs? The dogs are, I think 5 now. I think 5. The black one there is a year younger than Foxface. The wolf dog's about a year younger. A bit of a handful at times. Wouldn't recommend. Do you drink vodka? Do I drink vodka? I drink tea more than anything. I'm English, so I've got to have a tea, you know, rather and all that. So no, I don't drink vodka very often. Please stop bombing Ukraine. Oh, come on, Ken Mills. Do you know anything about the conflict at all? I don't think so. You're just going to throw out slugs. Do you vote? Do I vote? Not in my home country of England. No, I do not. I believe that it should be voted. You voted people to represent you. I don't live in the UK anymore, so I can't ask anybody to represent me there, or my interests there. So it would be unfair. I believe it would be unfair to vote where I'm not actually. FDP is not what FDP means. Exactly. No, I don't know where it comes from. No idea. As for voting here in this country, I'm legally allowed to, but I'm kind of, how do I say, I don't know. As a foreigner, I'm only for a short time. I'm 56 now, so I'm not going to live that much longer. So I don't you can't hear your voice. It's not loud enough. Sorry, I've got a big mouth. I thought it was loud enough. I'm sorry. I will not. Oh, right. Is that what it is? I think I had my finger under the phone and blocking off the microphone. Is that better? Sorry, my fault. I apologise. Didn't realise I was doing it. New commands. You are covering the mic. Yeah, that's what I thought so. Sorry, my mistake. Sorry, I apologise. If you didn't know, if you believe in Russian bears that are going to jump out from every corner, which obviously they're not, but I did do a bear video, a bear short last night. You can go and see it. Bear attack, bear attack in Russia. You can go and see it there, short. Bit of fun. I thought it was funny, but because so many people have asked me about it. That good morning, Scrapayan. Was that a wolf? He's a wolf dog. He's part wolf. Yes, he is. He's a Volkosob. So he's about 25% wolf and 75% German Shepherd, I think, but it's not guaranteed. We didn't buy him. We were asked to look after him from somebody because one of the neighbours died and it was his dog. He'd only had it a year or so, so we ended up getting him, looking after him, taking him in. So rescuing him from his dearly departed. And so yeah, we ended up with him. So it's hard to know. We haven't got any documents with it. Why are you living in Russia? Why? Because it's much cheaper to live here than it is in the West. And I'm here for love, Is there a better reason to be anywhere than for love? I don't think so. I think it's the best reason in the world. Spread the word, Bill Nye, the science guy for president. So thank you. Okay, spread the word, Bill. That was nice. Yeah, I mean, what you know, to you know, if wherever you are, whether you're staying in America or whether you're staying in in England or whatever country you're from, you know, your family's got to be number one, right? You know, your immediate family. What's my take on Ukraine? My take on Ukraine is that I wish the war was over. I wish it never started. I really hate to see it happening. You know, young people being maimed, killed, civilians being injured in the process, missiles dropping on people. It's a terrible thing, really horrible. But it was a necessary thing to be done. It was like, you know, Iraq, Afghanistan, where it was necessary. This is necessary. I recognise that. So although it pains me to say it, I recognise it's necessary. If you don't know, nearly everybody in Russia has got relations in Ukraine or Belarus, and people in Belarus, again, likewise, Ukraine or Russia, and Ukrainians who have relations here in Russia or Belarus. So it's very, very mixed up. It's a very horrible war. You know, a lot of people being killed who you know, from our own families. So it's why is it necessary? Well, you'd have to look at the origins of the war and what was happening. Unfortunately, the Western media, what we call the West media, the mainstream media, just pumped out a narrative that that Russia invaded Ukraine unprovoked and took the country. You know, when in actual fact, it's not true. There was a coup d'etat in Kiev. It was called Maidan, and in that coup d'etat, they deposed the legal elected government and caused basically what was a civil war in the country. The American Victoria Nuland was there at the time, giving out cookies to the rioters. It's on YouTube. You can go and see it. You can go and see her doing that. Proud she was to be for encouraging bloody rioters. So. You know, so that was a terrible thing, and because of that, it ended up in civil war. And what actually happened was Ukraine decided, well, people wanted to separate away from Ukraine, so Lugansk, Donbass, they wanted to separate from Ukraine, and they had a referendum and said, we're going to separate from you, and Ukraine didn't like that, and so they launched a civil war against them. And they bombed 8 years, it went on. They bombed Donbass and Lugansk for 8 long years. And the world stood by and watched and did nothing. The UN did nothing. They sent some observers to observe it. That's about the limit they did. And because of that, Russia had to step in and take action to protect the people there. They were ethnically Russian speakers. So that's what happened. You know. So... Fake little green men, Ukrainians started it. Yeah, well, Ukrainians did start it, especially the neo-Nazis. I mean, if you look at, it's brushed under the carpet now where they try and hide it all. But the mainstream media, the Western media, your media, when Azov battalion, which is a neo-Nazi battalion of militia, is the only thing I can call them, they were shouted about in the newspapers about this neo-Nazi battalion going around doing all kinds of Nazi swastikas and salutes and all this, and they were really kind of slagged off in the Western media. And then suddenly now they're all turning into angels and they're not Nazis at all. So, you know, they've changed the narrative as it's come. Innocent people are dying. I hate it. We all hate it. Nobody wants war. What about the innocent people? Yeah, there's plenty of innocent people. That's what happens in war. You know, America and Britain and the West went to war in Afghanistan, and how many innocent people killed? It just happens in war. It's just a terrible thing. That's why nobody wants it. Nobody here wants a war. Nobody wanted a war. But what do you do? What do you do? This is by the way, part of that Banya, which is the base rest place. So you got these places down there. You can hire them, and they've got all kinds of crap in them, big tellies and stuff, and what have you. And so it's all part of that one place. It's been built complex. So yeah, nobody wanted a war. Nobody wanted it. America could have stopped Putin if it wanted, but it is not. I don't think they could have stopped it happening, because, you know, the kind of it was set in motion, wasn't it? Once you know, Ukraine. If you didn't know, the first airstrike in the war was long before Russia intervened. Was actually Ukrainian forces who bombed their own people in Donbass. They bombed the centre of Donbass, their own civilian city, the very centre of the city where there was no military, and they did an airstrike on it. And you can actually see that on YouTube. You can go and see, you can look it up. Airstrike on Donbass, first airstrike. It was done by Ukrainians against their own people. There was no Russians there. There was nobody to stop them. They had complete air superiority at that time. Of course, now they haven't. So, yeah, you know, why did the world sit back and watch that happen? Why did they not intervene? Why was nothing done about it? I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just beyond words how they could have sit back and watched it. But, you know, when it's a perfect people free of sin, yeah, they do. Who the porn star comedian dictator, yeah, they certainly do. I wish someone would stop the war and use force to stop Russia. You can't stop force. Nonsense. We would not. Trump can't stop the war because basically Russia will now not stop until they won't do it till Russia is till the people. They won't do it till the people there are safe under any circumstances. So the war will continue until that's to the what they call the root cause of the war, you know. So like the Ukrainians are banned. I mean, and if you didn't know, Ukrainians speak Russian. They don't speak Ukrainian. Or very few of them do. It's only a tiny part of Ukraine that speaks Ukrainian. The rest of them speak Russian. And Ukraine banned its own people from speaking their own language. I mean, how crazy is that? It's like England banning English, you know. There's a Russia border. Yeah, I mean, it's a NATO expansion. That's one part of it. But the main part was the main reasons are the thing that kicked it off was Maidan, where they deposed the government and then started killing their own people. I mean, if they hadn't have been bombing Donbass, bombing their own people, Russia would have never intervened. I mean, so you know, it's a terrible thing that's happened, and I really wish it never happened. I mean, me and my wife, when Maidan happened, we sat in horror watching that. My wife said to me, she said, "There's going to be a war there now." You know, absolutely horrified. You know, I've personally got family in Belarus and Western Ukraine, and it really has split the family up to some degree. You know, horrible war. Nobody wants it. I especially don't want to. You know, I'm a veteran. You know, I was in the British Army 17 years. You know, I know about war to a degree, not a lot, but to a degree. And this war's on another scale altogether. So yeah, absolutely horrible. I hope you're having a great day today, wherever you are. Anyway, that's a bit of a morbid subject, isn't it? No history. You are a child. Don't know history. Don't know who you're speaking to there. I'm not a child. I'm 56. Not sure if that's what you mean. But yeah, I want to talk about sanctions. What you know, life after sanctions here more than anything today. That was my object. I hope China and the US don't go to war next, but Trump wants war with China, looks like. I don't think China's going to go war with Russia. I think there's more chance of Colombia being invaded, or whatever it is. Venezuela, I think that's the next little war, isn't it? I mean, if America does attack Venezuela and invade Venezuela, is the world going to condemn and put sanctions on America, I wonder? I don't think so somehow. Okay, it's a case of you do as we say, not as we do, you know, kind of thing. So You know, that's a terrible way. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, have a subscribe. Odkuda ty drug? Victorious. Ja is Angličanian. Это где? Город Sheffield, Anglia. I'm in Atlanta. Jeff Weiler. Hello, Atlanta. Alabama, sorry. Alabama. Wasn't there a song about Alabama? Something, I've forgotten what it's called. Something Alabama. Third world America for sure. Norm. Normalno. So, yeah. This is, if you haven't seen my channel, what really the channel came about by, basically I had the Telegram channel, Russia Expat Info, and we were helping people come to Russia, immigrants or expats, whichever you prefer to call them. And that's where I had a YouTube channel that was for that channel, for the Telegram, coexisted, and it was basically user content. So people come here and they film nice things and wanted to show the world about Russia. So, and I wanted to branch off on my own and create my own YouTube channel, give myself creative freedom, like these live streams, for instance. And that's why this came about. Are you fighting for Ukraine? Nope. We have a doctrine that protects our sovereignty called Monroe. When South and Central America threaten, it's too fast for me. Would Russian citizens welcome American immigrants? Realist. Absolutely. A lot of American immigrants here. Absolutely a lot. There's a big influx of American immigrants. If you look at my channel, you'll see a link to my Telegram channel, Russia Expat Info, where it is a help channel for immigrants coming into Russia, especially those who have Christian values or traditional values. I also have a Sherman Shepherd with great dogs. He's Volkosov. He's not exactly Sherman Shepherd. He's about 25% wolf. He's and about 75% German Shepherd. So he's kind of an elongated German Shepherd dog kind of thing. He's a bit of a handful at times. I wouldn't recommend anybody to have a dog mixed with a wolf. It's not a good mix. He's turned out okay, but I really wouldn't recommend it. It's a risk you take because you don't know what bits are going to go, how much percentage is going to be wild. Is Russia cheap to live in? Yes, it is. If you are bringing foreign money in, yes, it is. Looks same coat. Yeah, he is kind of. It's like an elongated German Shepherd, aren't you? Eh? Come here. It's sort of difficult to catch on camera, but he's elongated a bit. He's longer in the body. He has wolf traits in him that the average dog doesn't have. Come on, this way. Going this way. Come on. Come on then, we're going home. Come on. Yes, we're going home. Come on then. Come on then, we're going home. Yeah. So, yeah. I want to visit Poland one day. Poland's lovely. I love Poland. Suwałki. Beautiful. So us money is good there. Yes, of course your money is good there. What are you doing today? Jeff Weiler, what am I doing today? Today is I have to fix a neighbour's TV because I do kind of a bit of a hobby, electrical repairs for TVs and electrical items, which is, really I do it for free. I don't take money for it or anything. Good dog. He is. But he's not a very good guard dog. Because like wolves are timid around humans, and he's got that timidness in him. Doesn't make a particularly good guard dog. He's kind of learnt off the other dog, you know, who's kind of a mongrel, Heinz 57 variety. But it doesn't make a particularly good guard dog. I'm speaking to you from New Zealand. Oh wow, New Zealand. I worked with a lot of New Zealanders many years ago when I was in Afghanistan. I worked with a New Zealand company there. A lot of Kiwis and New Zealanders here. A lot of Australians here. My friend Aussie Spy, if you've looked at my live stream, look at my channel, you'll see Aussie Spy appearing here and there. He lives not too far from me, up that direction. Another guy, he's got a chat especially for I do electric repairs on home riding. Could I get a job in Russia with my experience here? Yes, you could. I suppose so. If you can speak Russian. That is the biggest problem with coming to a country like this, immigrating, whichever you want to call it, is language. You really need to study the language. I mean, you can do any job in the world, but if you can't speak the language, then somebody sends something for repairs and you can't read what it says. You know what I mean? You can't write down what the problem is, whatever. So this is a thing, you know. Language is a big thing. Yeah, you have to learn. Assimilating, yeah. Long time to learn the language, especially if you're an older person. For young kids, yeah, you pick it up in no time at all, but for an older person, difficult to learn the language at the very least, I would say. I mean, is it hard? Is hard there? No, it's not hard here. I mean, learn the language is hard, but no, apart from that, it's a very quiet way of life for me. I love it here. I can't, say enough about it. I mean, diversity here is some diversity for you. That building there, that brown building there, I'm showing you now, I'm not sure how good this is going to come out in the rain, but that is actually the Central Korean Church, not the North Korean Church, the Central Korean Church, been there many years, or temple, if you like, Central Korean temple. I'm not sure what they believe in, actually, but I've not actually seen anybody going in it. I think one time I saw a Korean-looking, Asian-looking person going down there, but that's about it. So why they chose that location in the forest, I have no idea, but very multicultural here, very, very, very so. Check going to learn the language and give you a call when I arrive. Haha, good for you. If you learn in a week, you're better than me. It's took me 15 years and I'm still learning, so, it is a long, long, long time. Russia is multi-ethnic. People seem to think that it's kind of a conservative Christian country with just white Russians, and completely wrong. Completely wrong. It's multi-ethnic. There's about 140 ethnicities here, and about the same amount of languages, about 140 different languages spoken, and a lot of languages even that are ethnically mixed up. You've got everything from Islam to Tibetan monks, and everything in between. We've got Hindus. There's a Hindu temple here. There is a Tibetan. I don't know what Tibetans believe in. I'm not sure what that is, but they've got a temple down there. They've actually got a cafe in there. You can go and sit in their cafe, which is very nice. Was the test hard? The test for what? Do you mean the language test? Yes, it bloody well was. I can't deny. I can't tell you lies and tell you it was easy, because it wasn't. It's difficult, and there's 2 levels as well. I'm a trans black Russian with red hair. You're obviously off the scale in craziness there. Trans black Russian with red hair. I think you've lost the plot, Brandy. You lost the plot here, a troll, one or the other. I don't know. Bit craziness. Transgenderism is not encouraged here one bit. Do you hunt and gather or ship at store out there? Hunt and gather. Obviously I hunt and gather. I go to the shop and buy stuff like everybody else in any other place in the world. There's a supermarket not too far away. In fact, the amount of supermarkets here is unbelievable. There's every kind of thing you could think of. But hunting and gathering is not really my thing. This is obviously what do you call it, residential. I know there's a lot of forest there. It's really like up there. It looks like it's just forest and it's not. It's mainly houses up there. So hunting here is banned. And beyond the end of that road there, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the end of that road there is forest. That is protected forest. That is a conservation zone. There is no chopping down of trees and hunting things. So not here. Face green, smiling. The magazine idiot главный, чтобы черная trans baba не понимала. Mormons they live there much, do they? So his help use is very bad. Mormons. I think there is one, but I don't think they've been banned. They banned the Jehovah's Witnesses as a cult. But Mormons, I don't know. There are Mormons here, as far as I know. I don't think they're banned. But yeah, basically everything's tolerated unless it's kind of cultish, and Jehovah's Witnesses are they're a bit over the top, aren't they? You know what I mean? you know, I'm quite happy to see any religion. I respect every religion, but the old Jehovah's Witnesses are a bit over the top, to say the least. So, hello, Green. Are there many pubs over there, Harris? Pubs is not a big thing here. Yeah, they're banned Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, they're illegal. Pubs are not a big thing over here. It's not a pub culture like the UK would be, for instance. But yeah, there's plenty of watering holes. There's plenty of bars and things. Common as muck, really, but not on every street corner, as you would find in, say, like the UK, where you can stumble from one pub to another, kind of thing. What part is that like? Where are you walking? This is near my house. I'm in Leningrad Oblast, just outside of St. Petersburg. Very close to it, about 12 kilometers outside of the center of the city. But in actual fact, the border of St. Petersburg and Leningrad is about 100 meters that direction, so not very far. And it's still called Leningrad Oblast. Oblast means like region, so you've got Leningrad region, which includes St. Petersburg and some other regions, suburbs of St. Petersburg, basically. So that's where I'm at, and it's what looks like beautiful before too long. Thank you. I'm looking for the road to Georgusa. That's some kind of play on words, isn't it? Georgusa. I don't know. I can't get it. I can't get it. Some kind of play on words, but I can't get it. Somebody said my name's Nick Gers the other day. I was like, Nick Gers? I mean, nравится твой канал, что я познакомился, что учил тут английский от превостройщика. Would $50,000 buy a home there? Yes, it would buy a home here. $50,000 is like probably about 4 million rubles. Yes, you could do that. It's safe for African Americans in Russia. Yes, it is, Serbi 991. Absolutely. I've got a good friend in Moscow called Afro Lev. You should go see his YouTube channel. He does live stream from Moscow every day. He's from Botswana. And yes, you'll see that he's obviously African origins, Botswana, and very, very black guy, and he's got a wonderful channel there, and he tells you all about it there, about his thing, what he's doing there in Moscow. I'm going to do a live stream with him, hopefully. He's got a bit of family troublesome. I think his wife's mum's in the hospital, and after that we'll do a live stream directly with him, just to show that, because people have asked me that before. It's not the first time I've seen that question, but obviously I'm white, I can't give my perspective on it very much, whereas he's obviously black and he will give it. Do you like Putin? Yes, I do. Have you been to the Ukrainian front? Nope, not been to the Ukrainian front. Why would I do that? That's crazy. It was crazy, scary. No, Ukrainian front, why would I do that? I'm 56 years old, immigrant. There's no way I'm going anywhere near there. Thank you very much. Doesn't really appeal to me to be bombed, killed or murdered or whatever. Bloody droned to death. Do you see Good Day to Die Hard? Is that a James Bond movie or something? Not sure. I hate Trump. Hello from Minnesota. Hello, Joe Mackie from Miss. Chucking it down here with rain. This is the calm before the storm, before the snows come for the winter. I'm 58, almost 59. Yeah, I'm 56. I'm a bit younger than you. I'm a young pup, aren't I? 56. I hate Trump. Oh, I wouldn't hate Trump. At least it's Bruce Willis. Right. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that film. I like that one. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch that movie today, Solly, about the plane that engines failed on. What they call it, Miracle on the Boston or Miracle on the Hudson, was it? It was called Solly. It was the plane pilot I wanted to watch. I haven't seen it. Made in 2016. I haven't seen it yet. I've been popping up on my YouTube feed, so I'm going to have a look gander at that today. It was such a beautiful city in that movie. I mean, Moscow. Yeah, I mean, Moscow's Moscow. It's a massive city, isn't it? You know, it's not a tiny place, and there's a lot there that you know, is being shown. But it's not your average city. It's War is bad, we need to live, develop, raise children, that's why we're here. Leaving behind something more. Grief, death and destruction are things I wish to no one. Me as well. You know, it's the last thing I wanted to see. Nobody wanted a war. Do you get Southport there? We don't get Western. Saying that, you know, I don't watch Western TV. But if it was here, I'm sure it is here. I'm sure. What do you call it? I forget what they call them now. So I'm now kind of taking it easy a bit more. My wife's ordered me to slow down a bit before I end up giving myself a heart attack. So I'm slowing it down. Fishing, I would like to do fishing. My new house in Novgorod, if you haven't seen my channel, have a look up there. You see I'm building a house in Novgorod. That house is about 10-15 minutes away from Lake Ilmen. Lake Ilmen is about 50 kilometers wide. It's a huge lake, 50 kilometers that is. And we're going to get a boat up there at some point. And once the house is finished, then we'll be living up there permanently. And we will go fishing on there. We'll do live stream straight from there. That's the plan kind of thing. But anyway, it's been lovely talking to everybody. I hope that everybody's having a wonderful day. I hope you are not out in the rain that I'm getting here, because it is chucking it down somewhat. And peace and love to everybody all over the world, wherever you are, whatever you think of politics. They're all mad politicians, aren't they? Yeah, do you know when a politician's lying, when his lips are moving, kind of thing. Oh, you have a wonderful time, whatever. I'll see you then. Have a wonderful time till then. If you've got a brother or a sister or a mum, parents that's still alive, and you've got a minute, give them a call on the phone. Say, how you doing, brother, sister, mum, dad? How you doing? Just give them a quick phone call, and I'm sure they'll make their day, especially if they're older folks and haven't heard from you for a while. Really a good thing to do. Okay, have a great day, wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next live stream.